Welcome to CG Sitdown. I'm Gavin Barnett, and this is
Gavin Barnett.
And we're here interviewing Mr. David Burchfield. So tell us, how's your day been?
Well, yesterday was a holiday, so I'm coming back from holiday, and those are like Mondays on Tuesdays. So yeah, I think that pretty much describes that in detail.
How was your life as a youngster?
Rock and roll.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty, as the kids are saying right now, cool.
I'm going into depth about
You
that.
mean
I don't know why they say cool. Maybe they're from the Arctic. What do you mean detail about my life?
But
Oh, well, normal story. Had parents, most people do, and then I was young, and then I got older, and then I wasn't as young. Pretty much a normal story. Yeah, I was exceptional. You just had to ask me and I'd tell you. And, so it's pretty lucky childhood. I didn't have a lot of things. 14th birthday, my dad died. That was kind of a shock. But other than that, the next week, things got back to normal. Not real fast though. But no, you overcome obstacles, and I had a very good family and still just went on vacation with 3 of my sisters for 2 weeks over the summer. So still pretty tight. Both my parents are gone now, but still got other families. So it's a good deal. Plus a man.
yeah. How did any of that influence your life?
Whether you know it or not, the stuff you're doing nowadays influences you every minute of every day. And so the little things, not having to have my dad, because when my dad would tell me I did a good job, he'd just look at me and he'd go. And if he got the nod, that was it. And so, a lot of people are, well, you didn't say anything, you didn't really tell me you liked it or anything like that. That's just ridiculous. When people appreciate your efforts, sometimes it's little things. And then if you realize they're little things, then when the big things happen, you can truly, truly appreciate those. But it goes the same way on the other way. When little things, bad things happen, and you handle it well, it prepares you for when the big things that are bad that happen, and so you can get your way through that. Plus, I learned 5 languages, but I'm almost as old as Anderson, and so I've forgot 4 and a half of them.
What languages did you learn?
I lied. That was one of them. No, I didn't learn 5 languages. I was a science guy. So maybe chemistry and physics and biology.
What got you interested in that sort of stuff?
Languages?
No,
Science. A, I think I was good at it, or I was told I was good at it. B, I was told that doctors got all the babes, and so English majors didn't get to become a doctor. I was a high school biology teacher and a pretty good chemistry teacher, and got to see some microbes in the water from a pond one time. And I was like, there's an entire world out there I don't know about. And it kind of changed my mindset on, there's stuff out there I don't even know about. And that's why I started traveling a lot, open to a lot of new things that I wouldn't have been coming from a very small town, whether it was just, it happened in that town, that's it, that's all it was. And I finally realized how stupid that was, and the world out there is just amazing. And nothing against...
But you travel a lot. Do you know what places you've gone to?
Canada, fishing like 11, 12 times now. I've been to probably 40 states in the United States. I've been to Italy and England and China and Japan and Grand Cayman, and I'm forgetting somebody. There was another one of those trips, but I've been to Europe, I've been to Asia, I've been to the Caribbean. Traveling's fun.
And out of all these places you've listed, can we get your top 5 that you visited?
Let's
go with food.
The food, China. Italy was pretty good. Scotland, I forgot the Scotland. I wasn't real enamored with England, but Grand Cayman because fresh fish. So that's pretty hard to beat, fresh fish tacos. But China has like 3 or 4 dishes that there's just nowhere like it in the world. that I've been to. I'm sure other people have experienced things, but that's why I kind of like to go to India and Thailand, because Thai food, there's some pretty good stuff, and that's the American version.
How do you feel about the food in Szechuan, China?
Well, I feel that after about the third or fourth day that you eat it, you end up spending a lot of time in the bathroom because the oils and the peppers get to the American system, and when you get out of the bathroom, you still go right back to the next restaurant because it is that good. If you like spicy food. If you don't, I wouldn't go there because even the rice is hot, so.
I heard that they even bring down the temperature for tourists.
Oh, well, they don't let you go to certain levels. There's like a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. You don't ever get past medium because it will, well, most of the people that live there never go all the way to the top because it's dangerous. But the people I hung around with, they're normally eating like 4s out of 5. And I tried to order a 4 one time and the lady was like, oh, no. She would not. And so she gave me a 2, and thank goodness it wasn't 3. Because the 2 was so good. But the blisters were interesting. So it was, I guess you don't use your lips when you eat this food, you just go right on. Man. What was the question?
What challenges did you have to become a teacher and where you are now?
I took a $90,000 pay cut. So I went from being a boss to being a teacher. I don't really know if things were a challenge. It's just that my life was just so shallow that the idea of helping somebody was kind of kept me going through the learning and just getting better and realizing that some people you can help and some people it's harder to, but you just keep trying and so it's really about a renovation on how I looked at the world, and money didn't really bring happiness. Although as a teacher I might be learning sometimes that it can actually limit your happiness. But if you're not helping people, what are you doing? And so that's kind of, but like problems, I've always been able to talk. I know my subject pretty well. And once I realized that you can't really teach unless you're being who you are, then it all just made sense. And so I don't really remember any of the others because that was a very simple thing. I was trying to be what the book said or what everybody else said, and I wasn't helping anybody. We were doing handouts, and you know how much I love handouts. And so, and once I figured it out that there's another way, kind of like this, where you just get around and you talk, and it worked.
What did you do before you came to Canton-Galva?
I was in China.
China.
Teaching there. COVID. Before that, Chase, Kansas. I was in Ulysses, because everybody needs to live at least that close to hell once in their life. It's not hell, but you can see it from there. And then before that, I taught college in the Wichita area. And then before that, I worked for a phone company. Yeah, that's not right. There's something in there somewhere. Yeah.
Stressed. So what do you do to relieve stress?
Is that for me? What do I do to relieve stress?
Yeah.
Hey.
And so, speaking about Chinese food, what was it like in Scotland?
Well, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it, but 3 or 4 days after you've eaten some, you found yourself talking to people in a language. Seemed to be English. No idea what they were saying though. Met some Irish people there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And speaking of eating, what degrees did you eat your way to in college? Just, do you have any other besides science?
I don't know. I have degrees that I don't think I ever got. But I went to school in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, and the aughts.
And speaking of degrees, do you have a degree in thugonomics?
Not that I'm aware of, because I don't know what that is.
I don't think he needs a degree in that.
No, I think you get one of those just by having like 90% of your brain matter removed.
Right.
So there you go.
You got it down.
You might have a PhD.
And how does one get hair like yours?
Just take care of it. I think it's important to always condition, but don't wash your hair more than 4 or 5 times. And if there's a warning on the bottle, don't keep pouring it on your head.
Do you mean like 4 or 5 times in a lifetime or in one shower?
That'd be a long shower or a short life.
What's your ideal length for a shower?
Probably 4 feet.
That's what I was.
I mean, I don't think that would be, wouldn't be too long. Is it like a square or is it just like a
That's
straight?
above average.
More like a crescent.
A crescent shower.
Yeah.
Right, that's a
Like
good
a
one.
waxing gibbous.
Yeah, like the waxing gibbous.
Matter of fact, can you give us a scientific breakdown on how showers work?
I can, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Some things should be taught in the home.
What's your desk like in your room?
Down there. We can go down and film it if you want.
Sure. Let's cut to that real fast. We just cut to that. How do you feel?
And we are back from the ad break.
Hey, Sean, how was the food in China?
The food in China was pretty great.
And how did you feel after about 3 days of having it?
Explosive diarrhea.
There you have it, folks.
Never trust the food in China. It's too spicy.
Don't shut up. We got a source. I just got interviewed the same question 11 times. I come to find out, everybody in the world, including Sean, already knew the answer to that. So all on that water is wet.
Nah.
Is a lick of soup?
Technically speaking, yes.
Sean, I wasn't asking you.
Was that French? A lake of soup? Oh, boy.
Do you lock your doors at night?
We're home, Jim. He's doing something.
The outer doors or the inner doors?
Here.
Yeah,
Do you have cameras?
I just don't want me to get out.
Are you always scared to fight? You're scared to release a demon inside on others?
I got like 3 words of that. And the rest of it, I was like, okay, so I'm going off about it.
So when people say you're scared to fight them, is that not true? You're just scared to release yourself upon them?
Have you ever been punched in the face? That's why I'm scared of fighting.
Because
It doesn't feel good.
you'll scientific method it over them. You'll do your research on why they missed their punch, and you'll form a hypothesis.
What's the scientific method of a punch?
Yeah.
We can do an experiment. I think we're pretty close to it. About right now.
Might want to back up, Derek.
I got his back.
You want to hit a disabled guy.
We're all disabled. It's a fair fight. You've been listening to anything?
It's fair.
The Spectrum Sisters.
So it's a fair match bonus. And have you borrowed any money from a man named Larry Strauss?
I actually don't believe in borrowing money.
You believe in taking and robbing.
No, I believe in paying cash.
You enjoy being a rich man's toy, do you?
See here, the only difference is you rob, I rob. You kill, and I kill. The only difference is I choose who I rob and kill, while you destroy everything in your path. Why is that?
So you give me $10,000 in a boat, let me leave this classroom for free, and nothing happens to you.
It's like a tennis match that I'm not part of. It's almost like I can get swing, but I can't. It
Good.
keeps going back and
I
forth.
prefer it this way.
There's a young man that walks these holes some days, and he can do the rope roll dance. And if you ever get a chance to see it, it is worthwhile. So shout out to my boy there. He
That
knows
might
who he
be
is.
the worst thing you've ever seen.
I have a few recordings of it, actually. I think
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and,
Tap one in there, because
we're just have it like right above your head.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Speaking of,
If it's just all the way in the background, through the whole time.
So, you said that you haven't seen a movie in a long time. Yet last year, I got you watching Ice Age with the rest of the class. How did you feel about Ice Age?
I was mesmerized. People were laughing at things that weren't funny. There were obvious script problems. There was illogical things said. And what did the little fella chasing the acorn have to do with the price of tea in China?
so he's definitely a Mrs. Doubtfire enjoyer, is what I've gathered from this.
Maybe I don't like any movies, hence wouldn't watch them.
Oh, so you like Bollywood.
Have you seen Spaceballs?
Yes,
Have you
actually.
seen this?
Do you have a passion for cooking?
One of my passions. Yeah.
What kind of food do you like to cook?
Stuff I can eat. Those are always the best.
I'm not really good at that part.
Yeah, I tend to cook a lot of mustard gas.
I like cooking Cajun food.
It's the same thing as mustard gas.
Yeah,
Like-
to your stomach it is.
I like cooking casseroles. Big casserole guy. Or little casserole. Little casserole guy too. Because big casseroles, you end up eating much, and then you end up at the bathroom. You come out and there's still a little casserole left. Probably go back into the bathroom. There's a lot of bathroom talk. If there's a superintendent, is there just like an average intendant?
Does he have a sidekick?
Yeah, probably Mr. Vincent. Well, no, because he's the principal.
Principal of what?
Who knows? We don't question him. He said he is, so we're like, oh, okay.
You know,
It's kind of like he said he's a teacher. We don't know he is.
Are you a teacher? What are you doing here?
He was just some guy that wanted to show up.
Were you
Like,
gonna
he
use
might
that?
not even be a student, he could be
I'm not.
40 years old.
I've been graduated for about 20 years now.
Yeah, I can tell.
if you were a little more round, you'd be a graduated cylinder. Science jokes. There are a lot of them, and the ones that aren't good, but they're not funny either.
Do you have any good jokes?
Yeah. Reminds me of one. I love that. All right.
That's pretty good. Did you get it?
Some jokes aren't made to be shared.
Yeah.
There's a skiing joke with Sonny in there somewhere. Do the math on that one.
Is it true you graduated from high school?
They let me walk.
Were you good at that?
I've been told that, well, I don't know. You trust.
I think that's.
I'd turn in a paper, it would come back and it'd have a number on it. And they kept telling me that that number was good. And so, I don't know. 6, is that good?
Close enough.
Yeah, that's 6. Some kids would actually, they were so bad, they'd actually have to have multiple numbers put on it, like a 9 and a 7. Felt sorry for them. You're needy.
Can you sing us goodbye for this episode?
Goodbye.
I'm not very good at Swine Creek.
I could, but I won't. Because sometimes we should save the music for frivolity. This, I think, was serious. I think we accomplished a lot here, gentlemen. I think we moved the world forward. Maybe in a manner it never expected to go, but I think we're there. And so remember, after this feast we just had, 3 or 4 days, where you will be.
They take baths in the dog water.
And no matter where you go, there you are.
Deep stuff. Speaking of deep, we're going to end it off with a Pizza Hut ad. Enjoy.